Hello everyone, and welcome to the post-fight press conference with MMAfighting.com. This is your good friend Peter Carroll. What an amazing performance from Khabib there. My God, I was cage side for it. Incredible grappling ability. I mean, I'm not saying anything new here, but to see those shots up close and personal was unbelievable. Every single time, as Nick Pete said it to me, cage side, I felt as though he was going to smash through the octagon fence nearly. Unbelievable. What a reception too. I mean, really memorable there. I don't know if it translated to you guys back home, but it was wild. It was pretty wild in there. Certainly it seems that Khabib is a huge superstar, worshipped in this part of the world. A really methodical performance, and I feel as though Poirier in the third, when he went for this for the guillotine, he really sauced his arms out then, and it was only a matter of time before Khabib was going to get to his back again. And I'm joined here by Shaheen Al-Shadi, who's staring at me. Maybe he'll have a comment. He was right in the front row, wasn't he? How did you find it, John?
I was just staring into those dreamboat eyes of yours.
You were just turned away from the octagon looking at me? That's a terrible idea.
I don't know. I think you already kind of summed up most of the fight. I think to me what stood out, just being in the arena, I don't know that it translated on TV. It seems like it kind of didn't from what I'm hearing, but inside the arena, it was a madhouse, man. It was an absolute wild scene. It was very reminiscent of a lot of those Conor McGregor events, the early ones where he was winning. That place exploded when he won. Especially because right before the guillotine, like that was a very nervous moment for everybody. You could cut the tension with a knife inside the entire arena. Incredible, man. Just an incredible performance. The guy's easily the best grappler I've ever seen in my entire life, and I don't know that it's close. Like, people can say GSP's a good wrestler, Demian Maia's a good grappler, but like just altogether, like the force of nature that Khabib is and what he does to people, the way he breaks them down just before destroying them and ending them is outrageous, man.
Them shots were crazy to watch live, weren't they? I mean, he's so explosive. It's unbelievable. It feels like he's kind of still for a second, and he's just exploding across the cage. And even the way Poirier stands, he's so square. You feel like he'd be in a good position to try and stuff them, but it wasn't happening, was it?
No, man. No, it wasn't. And you could see it. I think did Dustin say between rounds, I can't get this guy off of me, man? That's what I was seeing on Twitter. I couldn't hear the audio, obviously.
Yeah. I don't know myself because I was out there with you,
Just unbelievable, man. That seems like the most nightmarish person to fight, just in general. Like, I will say though, Tony Ferguson, Khabib, that fight needs to happen now. Like it's going to be a shame if we don't ever see that fight at this point. That's like the fight of the generation at this point.
Yeah, absolutely, it really is. One thing I did notice, of course, I'm sure everybody noticed watching at home, the fact that Khabib really wanted to hammer home the respect element in the post-fight, because 229 was marred by the kind of the fracas afterwards, but it felt like he went out of his way to show the people here that he had massive respect for Dustin. The swapping of the shirts, immediately kind of embracing each other after the initial celebration. Do you feel like there was, I know he respects Dustin anyway, but did you feel like he really wanted to hammer home the respect element of MMA in this part of the world, having come off that kind of controversial end at 229?
Yeah, I could definitely see some elements of that, absolutely. I think it's just easier also to do that with Dustin, right? Dustin's not Conor McGregor, he's not doing the same sort of thing. There wasn't that level of animosity. Even threw in a shot against Conor McGregor in there, a little subtle one, but
what was that? Sorry, did I not pick up on this? What was this?
I think he said something about no more bullshit guy. We don't need to talk about bullshit guy. Something like that. I could be wrong. There was something in there. But man, you got to feel for Dustin Poirier. He was heartbroken in there. He was wearing his heart on his sleeve for that post-fight interview with him. All the credit in the world to him for actually talking. He didn't need to talk.
For coming over here in the first place, I mean, that's like, the odds are really stacked against you even coming over here. Like to see the way those people feel about Khabib, to see what he means to them. I mean, it was an uphill battle from as soon as he signed the contract, really, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this was Khabib's event. We've been saying it all week, right? And inside that arena, anytime there was even a moment of Dustin Poirier getting some kind of momentum, a moment of anything happening. That place was so behind Khabib, and it was just thunderous. And all the Khabib chants, I will say, are the rolling Khabib chants, the Khabib, 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 like doing it real fast and real loud. That's a scary chant, man. That is just, when you're hearing it from that many people, something about that chant is very scary.
It's wild. It's wild. Let's see if any of our commenters have anything for us today. A lot of celebration I see from you guys, and it's very good to see so many people affected by such a big moment. It is currently 20 past 1 or 1:20 a.m. in Abu Dhabi, and we're just waiting for the press conference to begin. Of course, as soon as it does begin, I'll hand you over to whoever's speaking. I think we're expecting Islam Makhachev to come out first. Go ahead and send me some questions if you guys want to. Dana White has just entered the room. Dana White seems to have just entered the room here over to our left. Yes, it's going to be Dana White first. So listen, I'll be back in a few minutes. Let's see what Dana White has to say. I believe he's just about to make his way up to the dais. Over to Dana White now.
What's up, everybody? So we don't have the gate or the attendance numbers for you tonight. We didn't own the gate, so we don't have that stuff. They'll get it for you later. The gate was ridiculous. The attendance was amazing. Who has the first question? Mic people were a little slow, sorry.
All good.
Go ahead, buddy. What's up?
Swear? Yeah. Do you have any word on bonuses?
Talk louder. Oh, bonuses?
Yeah.
Yeah. Khabib, Azatar. These are fun names. Salikov and Muhammad. So there were 4 performance of the night bonuses and no fight of the night.
Gotcha. Can you just start giving your impressions of Khabib's performance tonight?
He looked unbelievable. He, incredibly dominant, even though there was some drama in there when he was caught in that guillotine. A lot of people don't get out of that thing. Khabib is so good, he got out. Dustin had that thing deep. Most people would have tapped or went to sleep to that guillotine. So props on him for getting out of that too, and he looked completely dominant tonight.
It was obviously very hot in the venue tonight too. Did you talk to any of the fighters or coaches or anything?
It was what?
It was very hot inside the venue tonight.
You ever been to Brazil?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
This was a little more, but it was. Did you talk to anyone on how that impacted the fights or anything? Did anyone?
Has it affected the fights?
Yeah, did anyone give you any feedback on that front?
Listen, we fought here before. Mm-hmm. Last arena was outdoors. We fought some of the Brazil venues we fight in are really hot, and this is nothing new.
Yeah, and the co-main event.
Fighting altitude in Mexico.
Yeah, in the co-main event, Edson Barboza and Paul Felder, a really close fight there. I'm just wondering your impressions on that and Paul Felder getting the win. Did you score it that way?
Yeah, I thought that was a close fight. It could have gone either way. One of the judges had it 30-27. I didn't have it that way.
And you announced Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal tonight. Can you just tell us how that came together and what happened to the Colby Covington-Kamaru Usman fight?
Yeah, so that fight started to come together late last night, and we got it done. We got it done, and we offered Colby and Usman fights, and they didn't jump on it. So we rolled and we made another fight.
Hi, what do you feel like is next for Khabib? Everybody's talking about Tony Ferguson, so, I mean, it's 5th time the charm.
Hold on 1 second. Do we still need the music on? Why do we still have music on? You guys know when you come to these things, I'm deaf as it is. We got air conditioning and DJs, and I can't hear shit. Go ahead, honey. Say it again. I'm sorry.
No worries. I was saying, what do you think is next for Khabib? Everybody's talking about Tony Ferguson. Do you feel like fifth time's the charm? Do we have to see that fight now?
Yeah.
Tony Ferguson, do you feel like I...
He's next. I mean, Tony Ferguson is next in line for the fight if he accepts the fight. You know, we'll see how this thing plays out. When Khabib will fight again, and if Tony wants to fight.
And when you look at Abu Dhabi, you know, he headlined the show, assuming that he could be champion next year when the UFC head to Abu Dhabi or not. But where, do you feel like the market now, when you see the event, that they're really understanding and learning more about the sport? Do you feel like we could get a sold-out crowd with another title fight other than someone like Khabib?
Yeah. If I could get the Khabib fight done, I was going to bring Adesanya and Whitaker here. And that fight sold over 40,000 tickets in Australia already. So yeah, we're going to have an 18,000 seat arena, and we'll bring a fight here that sells it out again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just over here. Obviously, I know that the UFC have been to Abu Dhabi twice before. Can you just talk a little bit about why the decision was to come back and on, you know, at this kind of scale? Obviously, we had the Abu Dhabi showdown as well. Can you talk a little bit maybe about the success of the whole week, and if there are other plans to go forward with the Abu Dhabi showdown being centered around the events each year?
Yeah, so what we're planning on doing when we come back, I've been in meetings all week about this, is basically doing like International Fight Week in Vegas, doing something like that here, but much bigger, much bigger than what's going on in Vegas for International Fight Week. And yes, I think that, you know, Abu Dhabi is a destination that people want to go to. They have great hotels here. They have great restaurants. The shopping is insane. And the list goes on and on. They're continuing to build all these incredible things to do here. And we're going to be a part of that over the next 5 years. Did I answer your question? Yeah? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Hello, Dana.
Hi.
The question is, with Khabib being such an amazing champion, such an amazing ambassador for the sport, and you have so many Russian fighters now on your roster, how closer is this fight is bringing a pay-per-view event to Moscow or to St. Petersburg?
Yeah, I think we're getting really close. The whole Russian thing is exploding and blowing up, and tons of talent from there. And I'm pretty sure that the fight tonight was on like your biggest television network in Russia, and you know, it's going to be interesting to see the number that pulled tonight. But yeah, the Russian market keeps looking better and better and better. So the answer is yes.
Dana, a similar question about Africa, or South Africa in particular. We saw another two Africans really shine tonight. Is there any hope for African and South African fans to see a UFC event heading to our shores?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, I don't talk about it enough, but we've been working on that market for a long time too. And yes, we will eventually get there. I don't know when. I mean, I don't want to tell you we're going to be there in, you know, in 20 or anything like that, but we'll see. Anything is possible. But yes, we are interested in that market. Thank you.
Hi, to your left, Alex Como from Reuters. When do we see women headline in the Middle East?
Headlining in the Middle East?
Yes.
If I have a fight big enough to do it, we'll do it. Yeah.
Anything that comes to mind that you could bring here?
No, I mean, if I came here, I'd bring a Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm fight like we did in Australia, you know? I'd bring a massive fight. And it's one of those things. The crazy thing about this sport is to sit here right now and tell you what fight I could bring there, all I can do is give you an example of Ronda Rousey and Holly Holm. It's like 8 months ago, if I'd have told you, hey, I'm going to headline MSG with Nate Diaz and Masvidal, I would have said, what? There's no way I would headline with that fight at MSG, but here we are. So you never know.
So hello, Igor Lazarin. You said that I like Stipe Miocic. Yeah? No? Yeah? So my question is, many people talks about rematch, Khabib against Conor. Do you think is it possible to organize it, when and where? And if it's not Conor and if it's not Tony Ferguson, who? Who against Khabib next?
Did you just ask me if I'm going to rematch Conor and Khabib? Was that the question?
Yeah.
Okay. Tony Ferguson gets the next shot, and obviously, if for whatever reason Tony can't take the fight or doesn't want the fight at that time, then we would figure out what was next. But yeah, Conor would make a lot of sense. Conor McGregor wants that fight really badly, and I'm sure the fans would want to see it. So we'll see how this whole thing plays out.
Hello, hi there, Shadi Unleashed, to your left.
Hey, how are you, sir?
I'm all right, how are you?
Good.
Great having you in Abu Dhabi. I want to ask about Triple C, Henry Cejudo, what's next for him? And is Dominic Cruz any closer to coming back to the octagon?
So I don't know the status of Cruz right now. I know he's hurt. I don't know how far along he is or when he'll be back. And then Cejudo, we're talking about him fighting Benavidez when he's ready to come back and defending that title.
Also, thank you very much for the info. I'd like to ask about Amanda Nunes. Do we know what's next with her?
You're like the 10th person that's asked me that today about Amanda. So I've been on the road now for 2 weeks, China and here, and when we get home, those are all the things we're going to start working on. I had to get a main event done for New York. We got that done. When I get back, we'll figure out what's next for Nunes and the rest of the crew.
Elena, there is a big discussion in Russian MMA community about who was the first UFC champion from Russia, Oleg Taktarov or Khabib Nurmagomedov, and it would be interesting to know your opinion on that.
Who was the first champion for Russia? Khabib or Oleg? Listen, off the top of my head, did Oleg hold a belt? You guys know, what was it? Tournament? He won a tournament? Yeah, that's a belt. Yeah. I guess you could call Oleg the first champion. I mean, you can't, if a guy wins the tournament and wins the belt, you can't consider him not a champion, right? I mean, he won. So yeah. But I don't want to be the authority on it. Like Dana White said it was Oleg, that's the answer. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, or we'd have to ask somebody like I don't know, like Joe Silva, like an encyclopedia of MMA would know more about that than me. Go ahead.
Hi. First of all, isn't Amanda Nunes fighting Jermaine Durandamy? Amanda Nunes? You were saying you don't know what's next.
Yeah.
Okay. And
the question is when.
Okay.
Yeah.
December. All right. I was gonna say, were you trying to do John Jones and Jan Blachowicz for UFC 244 in New York? Was that even something you tried to do, or and is Jan next for John Jones?
Yeah, we tried to do that fight.
All right. What went down? Was it negotiations?
It didn't happen.
All right. Could we see that fight? Could we see that fight in December? Is that the fight you're trying to make, or is there other options?
No.
All right.
I have no idea.
All right.
You guys hear all this shit, but it doesn't mean something's done. Until we announce a fight, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, I see this shit out everywhere about, this, that, and everything else, and all these guys who are supposed insiders. They don't know anything until the fight is done.
All right, one more, sorry. You did looking forward to a fight here. Do you think you could ever do a looking for a fight in the Middle East?
Yeah, next year. Next year, when we come back next year, we're talking about looking for a fight and actually having the fight on the top of the Louvre. Oh. Yeah, we're going to do some cool stuff when we come back here next year.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
This way, this way.
Hi.
Hi. I have two questions about European MMA and events in Europe. As we know, this year there will be 2 more events in Moscow and Copenhagen. And what are the plans from UFC for the next year? And will you come back to Poland, Czech Republic, or Germany, or somewhere near there?
Yeah, listen, I've been on the road for 2 weeks, you guys. I'm fried. You guys are asking me shit that I don't know right now. You know, where we're going next or what we're doing, I couldn't tell you right now off the top of my head.
Okay, so second from me, and this will be the last one. Dan Lambert said that Joanna Jędrzejczyk is next to have a title shot if she wins with Michelle Waterson on October. Can you confirm that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that either. I don't know, guys. The fight just happened. I was been in China. I was here. I don't know what the hell I'm doing next. I'm going home. I'm gonna sleep for a couple days, and then I'll figure out all this shit. What's next, and all these other fights. If you have questions about what happened tonight, I got answers for those. No? You done with me then?
I have a question about Zubaira, but it also concerns like his next plans, because on the media day, Zubaira said that now, when he's back in the octagon, he would like to fight as much as possible. So he is eyeing up the card in December. Would you see him fighting there in December?
Who?
Zubaira Tukhugov.
Yeah, if he's healthy, we'll turn him around and fight him again. Yeah, I actually like guys that want to stay active and stay busy. I think it's great for him, so I love it.
You're doing an amazing show looking for a fighter. You are saying that you are going to go over globus. Where are you going to visit in other countries and maybe Russia with this show to find new great fighter for UFC? Looking for a fighter show.
Oh yeah, no, oh yeah. No, I love that. I would love. I know that there's a lot of shows that go on over there. We've talked about. What do you say? What? Yeah. The answer is yes. I would love to do that, and we've talked about doing that. We're going to Hawaii in October, and then and we had a blast out here, so we would love to do some international stuff. And Russia makes sense. Like I was saying, somebody else in here was asking about Russia. Yeah, I would love to do that.
Hey, Dana, over here. When you announced Nate versus Jorge, you also said that you're going to be making a BMF belt for them.
Yeah.
Just give us the dynamics of that, because that's not usually something the UFC's done in the past, like sort of making custom titles or belts.
Yeah, it's true. You know, this fight is one of those fights that sort of took on a life of its own. And, you know, Nate said in his interview, this is a fight to see who's the baddest motherfucker in the game. And he's like, that's what this championship is. So, all right, I'm in.
So, with that being said, could we expect the winner to fight someone else for the baddest motherfucker title? No, it's a one-off.
It's a one and done. Whoever wins the belt and claims the title of, you know, BMF. Anybody else?
I just wanted to ask you about after the fight with Khabib and Dustin. You saw them trade their shirts afterward, and Khabib said he's going to donate some of the stuff to Dustin's charity. Can you just, you know, comment on, you know, that display of respect and, you know, what that kind of says about these athletes?
Yeah, no, it's awesome, and I think pretty much the sentiment here was, you know, everybody loves the way that Khabib carries himself, and, you know, the whole thing with him and Conor. I mean, I think you guys were there at that press conference when that thing went down, and everybody was asking me after. I said this was the darkest press conference I've ever been a part of. It was very weird. You know, those two just dislike each other that much, I guess. So, but at the end of the day, Khabib is a great guy, you know, a very respectful guy, and any interaction I've ever had with him has been, and obviously Dustin's the nicest kid in the world. So it's always cool when you see these guys respect each other like they did. And for him to switch shirts and then take his stuff and donate it to charity is it's pretty awesome. And I'll tell you what, no, I'm thinking about it. I'll match whatever Khabib does. So
that's amazing. And just, you know, to speak a little more on Khabib, he's the first fighter since Anderson Silva to start 12-0 in the UFC. He's obviously 28-0 overall. How special of a fighter is he?
Yeah, pretty special, man. I mean, I think he's a couple fights away from potential GOAT status, you know what I mean? To go undefeated this long with this many fights, especially in a division that's that stacked, he's looking down the barrel of a pretty special career.
Hi, Dana. Ramzan Kadyrov was present as a guest at the tournament. Do you know this person, and maybe did you communicate with him today? Ramzan Kadyrov was present as a guest at the tournament. Do you know this person, and maybe you communicate with him today?
You're going to need a translator, sir.
Ramzan Kadyrov, the president of Chechnya. That's what he's trying to say. What about?
No, I don't. I didn't even see him.
You never heard about Ramzan Kadyrov, yeah?
Never thought about it? What? I don't know him, and I didn't see him. I don't know him. I didn't see him. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Dana.
Hi.
It's Dom from All About MMA from Brazil. I know you are tired and you don't want to talk about future, but people in Brazil are talking about George St. Pierre to come back and fight with Khabib. Do you think this is possible to happen in the future?
Sure.
Great.
Sure.
Thank you, boss.
All right.
Thank you, boss.
Good night, you guys. Thank you.
I just said something.
Now we're going to hear from Dustin Poirier. We'll be back in a minute, guys.
Hey, Dustin, right in front of you here, man. Obviously disappointed with the outcome tonight, but now that you've had a little time to reflect on what happened in there, can you just give us, some more thoughts aside from what you said in the cage?
The guy's good, man. He's a world champ. Maybe I could have done more. Hindsight's 20/20. I was very prepared for this fight, to fight 25 minutes. He did exactly what I thought he was going to do. Maybe, of course I'm going to beat myself up, and I'm the only one who has to deal with this, me and my family. But I'm just wondering if maybe against the fence, when I got underhooks, if I could have tried a little bit harder to get off the fence, maybe. But that's just questions that I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. I thought for sure he was winning the rounds, obviously, taking me down and dominating, but I felt like he was squeezing hard. We were getting slicker. I felt like he was getting a little weaker. Coming into this fight, I thought later in the third, fourth, and fifth were going to be my rounds. Not that I was planning on giving up the first two, but I knew they were going to be tough. So coming back to the stool after each of those rounds, in the beginning, I wasn't getting damaged a whole lot with shots that were hurting. He cut me, but I thought the deeper we got into the fight, the more slick I was going to be able to be. But you know, that's fighting, man. Stuff is tough.
Yeah, and it seems like you got him with a couple good shots in the second round, and then that guillotine seemed pretty deep. How close did you feel you were in those two moments?
The guillotine was really deep, but for the rest of my life, I'm gonna look back and wonder why I didn't jump full guard with it. I just threw one leg over so he couldn't pass to take the choke off. I should have jumped full guard. I don't know why I went shin across the stomach with the right leg or whatever I had, a butterfly with it. I should have went full guard so he couldn't roll out and relieve the pressure. When I heard him, maybe in the back of my head, the takedown was, I felt like I couldn't get anything going with my stand-up. He's very awkward. He dips his head and throws uppercuts. We never got into like an orthodox kickboxing or boxing exchange on the feet. It was all one punch at a time, or him dipping and throwing a knee, or him dipping and throwing an uppercut. I didn't get a rhythm. I felt like the way he was pulling back, it was hard for me to set up my combinations and get into a rhythm. You know, I know I sound like I have a lot of excuses, but I was just so prepared, you know, for tonight. This one really hurts.
And I know it's probably not what's on the top of your mind right now, but Khabib did say after the fight he was going to donate to your charity. And then I don't know if you heard Dana when you're in the back there, he said he's going to match whatever Khabib contributes. What does that mean to you?
You know, it's great, you know, because it's going to help a lot of people. We're building a water well in Uganda, so you know that I'm sure with the memorabilia sold, we're going to reach the goal and build a solar power water well with a tower for the pygmy people in orphanage and school in Uganda. So I'm proud of that, you know. But I wanted to leave tonight the world champ and just let myself down, man. But I appreciate them, you know, helping out the charity. It's been growing, and I'm very grateful for that.
Dustin, over here. I was wondering if the heat affected your cardio at all. Did you feel it in the arena? A lot of fighters were complaining about how hot it was.
No, it didn't. I felt good.
You seemed to wobble Khabib in the second round. Did you think you could potentially finish him at that point in the second round?
Yeah, I knew I had him hurt. He does a really good job of you know, keeping a good poker face and not acting like he's hurt, but I saw his legs go. I had trouble landing my shots. I was worried about his takedown. I started throwing a lot of looping shots, not being slick and setting up combinations. And the shot that I hurt him with, I believe I threw a jab cross and switch stance. That way I can still be in range with power shots when he pulled back. And I threw a right straight from an orthodox stance that clipped him and hurt him. He circled well, had a good poker face. I didn't go crazy like I usually do. I kind of pulled back after I threw a couple looping shots that missed. I think I threw a knee right after that clipped him a little bit too. I think I hurt him with that as well. I just didn't do enough, you know, and I have to live with it for the rest of my life.
Just going back on the charity work, Dana White actually just said that he would match what Khabib gets for the fight gear that he was wearing tonight. Does that, you know, what's your take on that?
Like I said, I'm very appreciative of that. I'm trying to get this thing as big as I can. I just partnered up with Everlast. We're launching a campaign together with the Good Fight Foundation and Everlast. We're going to be the official charity of Everlast, and that's worldwide. So I think we're going to do some great things with that. You know, I have a lot of good things going. I'm just trying to do as much as I can and help as many people as I can, you know, with these fights. I built a pretty good life for me and my family through this, and I'm just trying to do as much as I can with it.
Dustin Poirier. This is Shadi Unleashed, Alan TV. You finished Justin Gaethje, you finished Anthony Pettis, Eddie Alvarez. I'll tell you you're a bad motherfucker. Do you think you'd be interested in fighting next, Masvidal versus Nate Diaz?
If I'd be what?
Would you be interested in fighting next, Masvidal and Nate Diaz? It's the BMF belt, so you're a BMF, so.
George is a buddy of mine. I don't sell out like fucking Kobe Covington and talk bad about people who I roll with. No, George is a buddy of mine. I won't fight him. He's a training partner. He's a good guy. If anything, I'll go out to Florida and help him for that fight.
Hi, to your left, Alex Como from Reuters. Once you, I guess, take some time off down the road, what happens next in your career?
Man, it's tough to say right now. You know, this was my 41st fight tonight. I'm only 30 years old. I've just been through so much in my fighting career. It's like, I don't know what's next, you know? I thought, honestly, the last 10 weeks of training camp and preparing for this fight, I thought the stars were aligning and I thought this was my night, you know? I thought this was like destiny, but I don't want to just keep crying up here in front of you guys, man, but this just means a lot to me. And, you know, to have a performance like that, and in the moment I was just waiting for each round. I thought I was gonna start pulling away, and start outpacing him later on in the fight, but he's just so, his balance and his weight distribution against the fence, and then when he's on top, it's so strong. Physically, he didn't feel overwhelming. I've fought guys that are stronger than him, but skill-wise and balance-wise, he felt really good. I just really thought tonight I was gonna fly back home to the United States, undisputed world champ. So this really hurts, but I'm gonna go back home and talk to my wife. You know, like I said, I have a lot of tread left on the tires. I felt good out there tonight. I felt good this whole training camp. I'm not fighting just to fight. You know, I've been fighting to be the world champ, so these opportunities don't come that often. I just need to go back home and then think about what could be next for me.
Dustin is all about MMA from Brazil. I just want to say you're a very young guy. You have a long career in the future. I just want to say you fight very well tonight. It was unbelievable to see how you fight, so keep your head and go ahead. You are a very good fighter. You are a very good fighter. Just go home, rest a little bit. God have a good future for you in the UFC. Don't worry.
Thank you, man. I'm familiar with adversity. It's just I have to live the rest of my life asking myself if I could have done more, if I could have maybe escaped some of those takedowns, if I could have pushed harder when I had my underhooks against the fence. Those are the questions that'll haunt me. I've lost before.
Hello, Dustin. At press conference in London before this fight, Khabib, he actually praised you as a fighter. He said a lot of good things about you, but he also said that you had never felt a pressure like the pressure he was going to put on you, that you had never felt anything like that before. Can you say something about it? What is that like, Khabib's pressure?
It's tough, you know, like I said, he didn't feel overwhelmingly strong, but he felt very intelligent with his balance, with his decisions. When he would regrip or trip me along the fence, he's just very skilled grappler with good hips. You know, his pressure felt high level.
Dustin, just reflect on this week. You know, coming in, it was dubbed as enemy territory, but in the cage right after the fight, the crowd, the way they cheered you. Just tell me. I know it's not what you probably think about now, but look, when you reflect back, I'm sure you'll appreciate kind of the crowd and how they received you and the respect they've shown you.
Yeah, I want to apologize to anybody who I offended by saying I was coming into enemy territory. It was the complete opposite. This is the smoothest, most welcoming fight week I've ever had in my career. And I fought cities all over, different countries. And Abu Dhabi was amazing. The people were great. Everywhere I went, the service was great. It was one of the best, you know, which added to me thinking that it was all coming together tonight. It was the best week I've had in preparing for a fight, the best weight cut, you know. I have no excuses. You know, Khabib is a world champ. Thank you, guys.
An emotional Dustin Poirier there. Wow, incredible. I don't think I can possibly have more respect for that man. As me and Shaheen were talking about before Dana came out, you know, this guy's gone to, you know, enemy territory. He's done everything. He's been a joy to be around all week, and coming out here and facing the media, very noble man. Just could not have any more respect for Dustin Poirier. He really made absolutely no excuses out there. His final remarks were, "It's the best week I had preparing for a fight, the best weight cut. I have no excuses." Then he thanked the gathered media. Interesting there. I see a comment that a lot of people have attached themselves to have a lot of interest in, is the one he made about Colby Covington. He was asked if he would be interested in fighting Jorge Masvidal for the BMF belt, which we've just heard will be a one and done, but nevertheless, Poirier replies, "George is a buddy of mine. I won't sell out like fucking Colby Covington," was the words he said. And then he went on to say that he would help Jorge prepare for that fight if he can. Interesting as well what he said about the guillotine. It was something we brought up. It seemed to be one of the bigger moments of success Dustin had, and brutally honest again, he said, "For the rest of my life I'll wonder jump full guard." Very critical of himself here. He gave full credit to Khabib Nurmagomedov. The guy's good, man. He's the world champ. Maybe I could have done more, but hindsight is 20/20. Interestingly, Dana White seems to suggest that Tony Ferguson will be next for Khabib, but he also caveat that with if he signs the fight. He also kind of suggested that McGregor or GSP could be options for Nurmagomedov next. Interesting, that one. I think we would all unanimously agree that the fight with Ferguson is the one to make right now, but can I bring you in for a second on this, Shaheen? Just wondering, because you've obviously been such a huge advocate of Tony over the years, and that's the fight we all want to see now, but based on what Dana just said there, are you a bit suspect that could happen there? Because it seems like he said yes, that could happen if Tony accepts it, and then he also suggests that GSP or McGregor could potentially somehow get in there. I mean, how do you feel about that? Has that knocked the wind out of your sails, so to speak, a little bit after hearing that?
No. I mean, I think the GSP one, he didn't really actually understand what he was being asked.
He said sure, right? He said sure.
He just kind of was trying to be done with the question. The McGregor stuff is weird, though, because both times he asked about Tony, he kind of caveated it a lot of, if he's ready and if he's ready when we need him, and
Giving you that sinking feeling, is it?
If he's gonna accept the fight, like why would he not accept the fight? That type of thing. Then Conor makes a lot of sense, and it's just like, are we really going down this road again? Like I get it, y'all gonna make a lot of money if you do that, but it's the biggest farce in the world.
Listen, mate, we're making a belt called the BMF belt, okay? Like, I mean, what type of standard are we holding ourselves to now anyway? Like, I mean, Khabib, one-sided decision, one-sided fight completely against Conor, and how would that make sense? I mean, I just don't understand sometimes. Like, do you see the logic there?
Yeah, the logic is money. The logic is it makes sense with a C. But you look at Khabib Nurmagomedov and Tony Ferguson have, let me see, the third longest winning streak in the history of the UFC. Both of them tied. That fight needs to happen.
Here we go. We're just about to be joined by Khabib Nurmagomedov, the man you've all been waiting for. We'll be back shortly.
Khabib, right in front of you here, to your left. Congrats on the win. Can you just talk us through how the fight went relative to your expectations? Did you feel like you were going to be able to do what you did tonight and eventually submit Dustin?
Guys, Dustin Poirier is one of the best in the world. He's not just champion state or champion country, one of the best in the world. Of course, I expect it's gonna be a tough match. It's gonna be a tough opponent, and it was a great match, I think.
With you saying that and praising him, you beating him like you did, what does that say about you now, being 28-0, 12-0 in UFC?
I don't know. I hope, it's like, what's interesting in this sport, even if you're 28-0, 12-0 in UFC, you one of the biggest stars, you smash everybody. People gonna talk about, you have to fight with him, you have to fight with him, you have to fight with him. Give me just respect. Put me on #1 pound for pound fight next week, and because I think I deserve this, because I dominate, with all my opponents. I'm undefeated, and I think I deserve some respect.
You obviously care about your legacy and stuff a lot. Everyone wants this Tony Ferguson fight to happen. It's fell apart 4 times before. Dana said that's the next fight as long as he accepts it. How important is it for this fight to happen finally?
My next opponent is very good steak with burger double cheese. I want this one, and with some juice with ice. I want to enjoy a little bit. Give me a couple days, guys, please.
Khabib, right over here, right in front of you. Hi, congratulations on the win. Tell me what, now that that it's kind of over, tell me what this whole week has been like for you. This has been so big for the region. You're kind of the reason why we're here, right? Tons of pressure on you, tons of media obligations. Now that it's over, when you look back, just tell me what this week has been like for you.
This is not about 1 week. This is about like last couple years, I trained so hard with day off, without day off, and of course last week it was very hard too, with cutting weight, with all this media stuff, with pressure. Like before, when I come to locker room, I feel great, but when I beginning walking inside the arena, I feel pressure because I watch like, oh, okay, I know this guy. I watch other guy, I know this guy from my village, this guy from my uncle, this guy my friend, or I know this guy, he's from my city, like everyone inside the arena, I know everybody, That's why I feel a little bit pressure. Like for example, when I fight in US, I don't know almost nobody inside the arena, but here is like a lot of people, my close people come in to support me, and I feel a little bit pressure. All my uncles come, my cousins, it's like big family come, and you know, it's like I feel so much pressure.
Хабиб, добрый вечер. Игорь Лазорин, ТАСС, поздравляю тебя с победой. Я спрошу на русском и на английском. Я попрошу тебя и на русском,
Давай на
и на
русском.
английском ответить.
Давай на русском.
Да. Ты опять прыгнул. Сделал ли ты это автоматически, или у тебя был такой план? И почему ты побежал сначала к Дани Уайту и автоматически его обнял? Есть у тебя какой-то?
Не, я когда выиграл, у меня там 3 дяди, родные братья отца сидели. Я хотел к ним прыгнуть, но они сзади Дана Уайта сидели. И пока я до них прыгнул, я мог бы, как в прошлый раз, на бетон приземлиться. Так что я смотрю, Дана чуть-чуть мягкенький. Прыгнул на него, хотел приземлиться на нем, и через него уже к дядям, да, а там чуть получилась такая чуть неразбериха. Но это уже не был, конечно, вы же сами знаете, это не был эмоциональный прыжок, это был прыжок радости. Не знаю, если вы никогда этого не делали, если вы никогда не соревновались, особенно на таком высоком уровне, когда вы выигрываете, я не думаю, что это можно понять. Но я-то могу сказать, что у меня были хорошие эмоции, но вы это не поймете.
Ты понимаешь, что теперь прыжок это какой-то твой, скажем так, товарный знак, или я не знаю, но это твоя фишка, и теперь...
Не, это надо прекращать. Это надо прекращать, потому что я помню, с 2008 до 2012 года я тренировал детей, и первое, чему мы учим их, да, ну я же сам был учеником тоже отца, и то, что через отца что передалось, это первое, чему учат, это уважение. Человек приходит, он должен уважать зал, своих спарринг-партнеров, друзей, в первую очередь тренера, чистоту, уважение. Так что этим и отличается это вид спорта, смешанное единоборство. И вообще единоборство. Так что прыжкам мы никого не учим. Ну, выиграли чуть вот этот момент. Потом, когда у дядек на руках был, я чуть себя пришел, я говорю, все, отпусти, а они уже меня уже не отпускали. И просто я думаю, сам заварил кашу, теперь...
Khabib, on your left, Alex Cormo from Reuters. Firstly, you had your father here tonight in your corner. What kind of influence did that have? How did that help you by having him here at the arena?
It's like I told you guys, when I go to the cage with my father, I feel I go to the cage with the lion, you know. My father was with me, Shamil was with me, Muhammad was with me. Of course, Javier Mendez, Mexican lion, was with me, you know. It's like, they give me so much energy, you know. And I'm very happy, you know. I showed this great performance with my father and all my teammates. You know, it's like why I am here? Because of my team, my sparring partners, Islam, Omar, Abu Bakr, Zubar, Adar Islam, everybody. It's like Saigid, Gajid, like we have so strong team with coaches, with support. You know, it's like that's why I'm here. They push me everywhere in grappling, striking, wrestling, conditioning, like everywhere. We push each other, and that's why we win. We keep winning, and inshallah we're gonna do this more and more.
You've become certainly an inspiration to many in the Muslim world. What was it like to fight here, and where next in this region would you like to fight?
I love this region. You know, I've been in Turkey, Europe, Russia, like even Dagestan, US, Brazil, Canada. I've been everywhere, like Africa, but this place, most safe place in the world. You know, Emirates, Abu Dhabi and Dubai, this is an amazing place. Of course I want to fight here. I have very good energy here. I love these people love me, you know. And I hope they like my performance and they enjoy with all event. And I want to come back here, like maybe next year, why not? Because UFC already make with Abu Dhabi exclusive contract. And next year they're gonna make show here too, you know. And we'll see, maybe in Russia, in Moscow, in 80,000 stadium. I think I can find in Moscow, I can fight here in Abu Dhabi, like everywhere. Maybe in Africa, why not? I really want to fight in Africa too. Thank you.
Khabib, just down here. I know you've spoken before about a fight with GSP down the line. Actually, he was just asked moments ago about this fight, and he said sure as his answer to that being maybe a possibility. What are your thoughts on that?
George St. Pierre is great guy, great champion, great athlete. You know, he's very good, for example, for young kids. If you wanna come back, I know he retired. If you wanna come back, if you feel hungry, you know, if he feel he can improve his legacy with fight with me and he can make 155, I'm waiting for him. And I think maybe he like new belt. If you like, I can give him, you know, just only for one photo. But then he have to give me back this belt, you know. But if you wanna fight, welcome.
And there was a lot of mutual respect between you and Dustin. Can you just speak a little bit about what you think of Dustin as an opponent, as a person as well? Obviously, you both do a lot of charity work together. You announced that you would be selling the shirt that you were wearing as well. If you could just speak a little bit about what you think of Dustin as a person.
I just I just changed with him T-shirt because I feel we can use this platform, Octagon, and I feel I can sell this T-shirt and make more than money if he sell, because I have more followers than him in Instagram. I'm gonna put this Instagram, this T-shirt, and I'm gonna sell this. And I don't know how much I'm gonna make, and all money I'm gonna send him to his fund, and he can do whatever he want about, because I hear about he do some charity stuff, and we famous, we have money, you know, but we can help people. Why not? You know, if you're in your hand, this is very good. But if money go in your mind, this is very bad. And that's why we have to stay focused, you know, stay humble, help people. This is very important. And if you help people, why I cannot help him? I'm gonna help him. You know, it's like, this is very important for us. You know, even if we make one kid happy, you know, it's gonna be big honor for me.
Khabib, to your center. Khabib, talk us through what was going on in your mind during the second round. So there was like one point of time where Dustin seemed like he was at the forefront and he was more dominant. What was going on in your mind? Did you feel like you were weaker or so?
Honestly, I don't understand question.
Talk us through what was going on in your mind during the second round. Because at that time, Dustin, he landed a few punches and he seemed a little more dominant. He seemed like he stood a chance. What did you feel about that?
How I can feel? This is a fight, you know. You punch my face, how I can feel? If I punch your face, how you gonna feel? You don't like this, I know. You know, nobody like if someone punch your face. You know, this is no good. Please don't punch someone's face. If you're gonna punch people, nobody feel good. He's great opponent. He punched me a couple times, but I control everything. Only one thing, it was very close. This is guillotine. First time, it was very good guillotine. But I expect him from him because I watch all his fights and I know he is all the time going to guillotine. And you know, like first time it was close, second time I give him because I feel he lost so much energy, so much power because of guillotine, and you know, this is like part of the game, how I can play with my opponents. Not many people can understand this.
Habib, salam alaikum. Up front. So your team captain DC was double champ. Your main rival Conor McGregor was double champ. Are you ever interested in going up in weight or down in weight to get a second belt?
No, I don't wanna go. I'm not welterweight and I'm not featherweight. I'm lightweight champion, you know, and I wanna defend my title in lightweight division. Middle welterweight, maybe, but no yet. I don't think about 2 belt, 3 belt. I already have 3 belts, 2 different belts, you know. This one's a little bit heavy, and I feel great in lightweight division. Thank you.
Хабиб, здесь справа. Сегодня вы обошли Федора Емельяненко по количеству побед подряд. У вас 28, у него было 27. Сейчас Федору Емельяненко скоро будет 43, он продолжает драться. Чак Лиддell в 48 лет выходит на бой, потому что нужны деньги. Вы уверены в том, что вы сможете вовремя остановиться, вовремя уйти непобежденным? И не будете выходить на бой только потому, что нужны деньги, например?
Знаете, любой человек может проиграть, никто от этого не застрахован. И Всевышний не оставляет ни одно вообще существо в одном состоянии, она всегда меняется. Ты приходишь, сперва ты слабый, потом ты становишься сильным, потом потихоньку ты слабеешь, ты становишься старым, потом ты умираешь. Так что постоянно что-то меняется. Я не думаю, что я здесь буду там, я не знаю, долго или вечно, никто здесь не будет. Сейчас я непобежденный чемпион UFC, и сегодня это так, мы не знаем, что будет через полгода, что будет через год, и вообще будет ли этот год. Так что я не знаю, что там будет в будущем, но я очень рад, что я со своей командой творю историю уже не один день, не один год, уже 11 лет я уже в этой игре, профессиональной игре. Вообще в спорте я больше 25-26 лет. Всю жизнь, сколько я себя помню, я начал ходить на ковре. У нас в селении был зал. Отец тренировал сельских ребят. Я помню, я жил в соседней комнате, а в соседней комнате у нас зал был. Я иногда просыпался от звуков, там, отработки, там, бросков там, и так далее. Я маленький был вообще. Я просыпался, резко запрыгивал туда в зал и вместе с ними начинал тренироваться. Там, отец меня учил акробатике, там, падать, вставать, там, отжиматься. Ну, это начиналось тогда. Ну, мне тогда 4 года было. Мне сейчас 30 лет, скоро 31 будет. Ну, точно так же и 32-33 исполнится. Так что время, она меняется, и ты никогда не знаешь, что там будет завтра, послезавтра. Так что Алхамдулилля, за то, что за все, что у меня есть, и все. А что там дальше будет, я особо не задумываюсь.
Khabib, you mentioned the possibility of fighting in Africa. Do you have a destination in mind? And second to that, you mentioned your next opponent, a steak, a double cheeseburger and juice. You left out the most important part. What will be for dessert?
No double cheeseburger. Burger with double cheese. This is a little bit different. And yes, why they built this arena in 2 months. You know, if UFC have big fight, they can build like this arena somewhere, like Congo, Nigeria, or like Somalia, Sudan, whatever. You know, fight there, make money, and do some charity stuff. UFC can do this. I'm gonna do this. If they wanna support this, why not? You know, like for example, Africa is like very bad situation right now without water. A lot of people dying because they don't have just drinking water. You know, we don't have this problem, but millions of people have this problem. You know, why not? We can do this. Let's go. If UFC gonna support this, I'm gonna support this too. Like, maybe I can fight with George St. Pierre. George St. Pierre is very big star, very big star. They can build this arena in next 3 months, and maybe January, February, or March we can fight in somewhere like Congo or like, why not? And all what money we make, we can use on charity, on Africa or somewhere. Like this event, I think maybe they can make 50 million. I don't know, maybe 40 million. Even if they make $30 million for one night and give this all money for, you know, people like this kind of, I like this kind of stuff.
Хабиб, сегодня ты впервые дрался на одном турнире вместе с своими друзьями.
Больше не хочу, я извиняюсь, больше я не хочу драться, так что я буду с ним разговаривать. No.
Насколько морально это тяжело ждать, пока они выступят? Как это на тебя давило? И мог ли ты полностью сконцентрироваться конкретно на своем поединке? Или же ты все равно отвлекался на ребят?
Это очень давило, потому что, ну, Ислам дрался, после Ислама был Барбоза, да? Я даже не разогрелся, пока Ислам дрался, я там сидел, потому что, ну, не можешь сфокусироваться, да? Там Зуба дрался. По-любому ты нервничаешь, так что я бы не хотел бы больше на одном турнире, что мы вдвоем, троем дрались, честно говоря. Ну, по-любому опыт должен. Мы подрались, мы увидели плюсы и минусы, я считаю, что минусов больше. Но это мое личное мнение. Ну, послушаем ребят тоже, как они чувствовали себя. Но я не так уж чувствовал, честно говоря.
Хабиб, с победой вас. Скажите, пожалуйста, во время гильотины от Дастина Порье там был какой-то все-таки критический момент, или все было под контролем, все было нормально?
Критического момента не было, но захват был очень хороший, плотный. Первый раз я ушел, уже когда вернулся, второй раз я уже специально ему оставил шею, потому что второй раз было более слабо, и я чувствовал, что он тратит энергию. И гильотина, она очень сильно много сил забирает. Я чувствовал, что он тратит сил, и по моему плану так и пошло. После того, как он не смог задушить, он чуть-чуть психологически надломился. Не то, что психологически, физически подсел. Я уже занял более выгодную позицию и чувствовал, что он уже подустал. И если даже там критическое положение было бы, ему надо было меня до потери сознания задушить, чтобы бой завершился.
Хабиб, я еще один вопрос задам. Сегодня первый раз, когда у тебя в углу отец, он здесь сидит с нами, как журналист, в общем-то, да, как тоже смотрит за твоей пресс-конференцией. Что ты ощущаешь? И помогло ли это тебе в какой-то степени, или тоже, наоборот, нервировало?
Конечно, помогло. Я очень рад, пока я не закончил эту UFC-карьеру, что он у меня уже был в углу, потому что ни разу его не было. Конечно, помогло. И во время весогонки он был рядом. Это была моя лучшая весогонка, лучшее восстановление. И чувствовал себя очень хорошо. Просто единственный момент на меня чуть-чуть давило, и это стоит признать, то, что когда вышел, очень много своих близких людей я там видел и знал, что они есть там, если даже кого-то не увидел, да. И вот это чуть-чуть давило. И были близкие родственники. Потому что я всю дорогу привык драться, они дома смотрят перед телевизором, там, а я там за границей дерусь, да, а здесь чуть-чуть такая давка была.
Assalamu alaikum Habib, it's Nadeem Nazar here from Al Roya. What's your message for your young fans out there who look up to you so much?
Young fans, respect your parents, be your parents very close, this is very important. Parents, everything, you know, your mother, your father, and that's it. And everything in your life is gonna be good. If you're gonna listen to your parents, mother, father, you know, be very close with them, you know, and that's it. I think other things, everything is calm, you know, because your parents gonna teach you what you have to do. But, you know, when you're 15, 16 or 17 years old, you think you know everything, you know. You feel a little bit power, you forget about when you was 2 years old or 1.5 years old, you forget about everything. Now you big guy, 16 years old, okay, and you feel power, everything, and you sometimes you don't respect your parents. You have to remember everything. When you grow up, how they support you, how they give you life, you know. This is very important. Be your parents close, and that's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for everything. I'm gonna go eat
Yes,
a
Khabib.
little bit.
Just the last is Dom from Brazil. It was very nice to see how respectful you are with the mixed martial arts, and you show this, you prove the positive of all people are talking about before this fight. So congratulations for this attitude. We can see you are a guy from principles and you are a family guy. So this is very important. I just want to say a few words for you. I know you want the steak and the burger, and you have been to Brazil. Can I ask you to say 2 words in Portuguese?
Yes, I've been in Brazil. Thank you so much for support, for words. Yeah, I've been in Brazil couple times when my close friends fight, like Zubaira fight there, I fight there, you know, and obrigado, obrigado, I remember.
Can you say just Vai Corinthians?
What is this? What's the meaning?
He's a big supporter from you. Vai Corinthians.
Like Corinthians. But, and I love Brazilian football too, you know, I just watched last 1 day or 2 days ago. It's a great performance from Brazil, you know, and I love soccer, and you know, I know a lot of players from Brazil, you know, and you know, you guys have a great team. Thank you so much, guys.
There is one coming. There's one. There's one. There's one coming.
Islam, right here in front of you. Congratulations on the win. How did you feel about your performance tonight?
Thank you so much. I feel great because a lot of people coming. Thank you, brother. I feel great because a lot of people coming to support me to Abu Dhabi. A lot of people from Russia, from Dagestan, my family, my friends. This is a little bit pressure for me, but I'm very happy.
You said after that you would like to fight Paul Felder, Edson Barboza, the winner. I know their fight was right after. Did you see any of it? And what do you think about fighting Paul Felder now that he won?
I just saw last round. I don't know. This is very. Somebody said very close decision, but somebody in locker room say Barboza win this fight. But I don't care who win. I wanna fight with Felder because he in top 10 now. Because he very strong opponent, because strong fighter. I wanna fight with him because he in top 10. I just wanna fight with somebody in top 10.
What does it mean to you that Khabib just brought you the belt and put it down there and said, because you're going to be champion one day?
I very waiting when he retired. I wanna fight for this belt. This is my dream.
Islam, over here. Obviously, it was a very tough fight. Did the crowd support urge you to put a little bit of extra effort in tonight? Did the crowd, the loudness of the crowd and the support urge you to keep going tonight?
This is a little bit pressuring for me, but this is support. When I fight last time in St. Petersburg, like same thing. When I fight in Russia or Abu Dhabi, like I feel great because I feel this support. When I fight in USA, everybody like support my opponent, but now this is like I don't know how it is, but this is crazy when all arena support you. I just want to say thank you for everybody.
Ислам, чувствуешь ли ты в себе силы выступить на московском турнире 9 ноября? Как ты думаешь, будешь ли ты к нему готов?
Не знаю, зависит от предложений, какое предложение поступит. У меня был очень длинный тренировочный лагерь, так как Хабиб дрался, готовился к 5 раундам. Мы начали где-то за 3-4 месяца долгую подготовку и просто чуть морально подустал. А так, если поступят хорошие предложения, то все возможно.
И твоя проблема с глазами перед боем, то, что ты простудился, мешало ли это тебе в поединке?
Мне в поединке не мешало, но последние 2 недели, когда ты на весогонке, тебя даже царапины мешают тебе вот на теле, то, что бывает, тебе все вызывает дискомфорт. И эта проблема последние 2 недели, не пожелал бы я даже своему сопернику это почувствовать.
Отсюда спросим, тоже немного на русском. Ислам, поздравляю тебя с победой. Ты сказал сейчас нашему коллеге, что мог бы и с Фелдером подраться. Есть ли еще кто-то, кто тебя интересует? И, в общем, если фантастически так подумать, Макгрегор сейчас за титул драться не будет. Почему бы тебе, допустим, не подумать о бое с Макгрегором? Интересен он тебе или нет?
Конечно, Макгрегор всем интересен. Он же золотые яйца несет. Почему бы и нет? Конечно, я бы с ним с удовольствием подрался бы. Изменил бы свою жизнь в лучшую сторону.
Ислам, с победой тебя. И вопрос такой. Многие твои болельщики ожидали все-таки, что ты будешь скорее драться в партере, но ты уверенно дрался вначале именно в стойке. С чем это связано? Ты действовал по обстоятельствам или ты именно хотел, чтобы бой проходил так?
Нет, это был мой план с самого начала. Мой тренер Абдулманап и тренер Хавьер поставили мне план, чтобы я дрался в стойке. Просто не давал ему сокращать дистанцию, двигался в стойке, разбивал его ударами. В какой-то момент я выбросил удар и начал проходить ноги, и у меня сразу мысль в голове: это же не по плану. И я сразу отпустил, не стал там дальше пытаться взять его ногу, посадить как-то. Я отпустил ногу, и я подумал, если тренера поставили тебе план, то значит они думали над этим долго и знают, что лучше для меня. Не стал поддаваться эмоциям и придерживался плана до конца боя. В партер, в 3-м раунде, получилось его зацепить коленом, он упал. Я попытался добить, но попал пару хороших ударов сверху, но уже понял, что не смогу закончить бой. И решил чуть побороться в грэпплинге тоже. Там кто-то говорил, что у него там грэпплинг на каком-то нереальном уровне, но мы тоже такие же люди, тоже боремся, тоже любим бороться.
Islam, we heard Khabib's menu for supper. After this, what's on yours? Also a steak and burger.
When I cut weight, I follow Lara pages in Instagram, like who make food, but I wanna Turkish sweets with ice cream. I saw Lara time. I want this. Not burger. I don't like burger too much, but some sweets. Thanks so much.
John Morgan, you don't have anything?